starts right now.
It has been a soggy weekend with steady rain soaking the area much of the day and well into tonight.
Yeah, after our record-breaking summer, it is just what the doctor ordered. So let's go to Mia. How much more rain can we expect?
Yep, well, the rain is going to continue overnight tonight, and it is likely going to make for a damp morning commute tomorrow. You can just see the cloud cover we've got in place. It is very dreary outside late this Sunday night, and that is exactly what we are seeing on the radar. Just widespread soaking light to moderate rain. So let's get you the latest here. Again, especially across the central and eastern reaches of our area, likely seeing more of that rain just push across south central Texas. For us here in San Antonio, especially downtown, catching a little bit of a break, but you can see we've got another batch of some of that light rain moving in from the southwest right along the I-35 corridor near Somerset as well as Elmendorf, and then really across our far eastern counties, soaking rain near Gonzales, Floresville, Yorktown, Cuero, even up to Hallettsville out there in Lavaca County. All of that generally working its way in from the southwest and pushing farther up to the northeast. So again, we are expecting just that soaking light to moderate rain through the overnight and even into the first half of the day on Monday before it becomes a little more scattered, even isolated as those rain chances taper off Monday evening and into Monday night. By the way, because of the added cloud cover and rain cool air, temperatures in the 50s just expected throughout the day tomorrow. Yes, plan on giving yourself some extra time for the morning commute tomorrow. Roads will likely still be a little soggy. You will want to take the umbrella as well as the jacket. After that, we're drying things out by Tuesday. Partial sunshine returns and those temperatures will start to warm. We'll get to all those details coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Mia. Happening just a few hours ago outside of Houston, 5 people, including 2 minors, are in the hospital after a shooting at a Pearland flea market. Police responded to calls of shots fired just after 5:30 at Kohl's Flea Market. That's about 3 hours from downtown San Antonio.
Investigators on the scene say it all happened after a disturbance between 2 people turned violent and then gunshots were fired. All 5 of those victims were rushed to a hospital, and we don't know their condition right now, but the police there say suspects are in custody and they're still searching. The suspects are not in custody and they are still searching for that gunman tonight.
Closer to home now, thousands of San Antonio ISD students and staff are less than a day away from learning if their schools will close at the end of this school year.
Yeah, the Board of Trustees is meeting tomorrow night for their final vote on a plan that would close more than a dozen schools district-wide, a plan they're calling right-sizing.
But as the night team's RJ Marquez explains, many parents and community members are still fighting to have their voice heard.
I was shocked that Lamar was not removed from the list.
Shannon Oster-Gabrielson is one of many SAISD parents still fighting to keep their students' school open. Her daughters attend Lamar Elementary, one of the 15 SAISD schools that could close after this year.
We're in a very unique position that's often used against us. 1/3 of our students come from the neighborhood. The rest come from the district and from across the city.
On Friday, SAISD released its final recommendation for school closures. The original draft recommended 19 closures. Some schools survived, Lamar did not.
We are a high-performing school, so we have some of the best outcomes of all the elementary schools in the district.
SAISD officials say the closures are necessary because of declining enrollment and to consolidate resources. The district went from over 54,000 students 10 years ago to just 45,000 now. But Shannon says SAISD rushed the process.
They did not go to every school. They made no attempts to encourage parents. They're closing our school that we deserve to have a voice.
I think it's a bad call. This has been a good school for a lot of kids, and it's been a great feeder to other schools.
Bill Bordelon lives near Lamar Elementary and says that if the school closes, it will have a long-term negative impacts on families in that community.
You're taking these kids out of a secure, safe environment that they all know each other.
But what that does is that says they don't care about our 316 students right now. That's okay if our outcomes suffer.
The SAISD Board of Trustees will make that final decision tomorrow night. Now, as far as Lamar Elementary, there are more than 300 students and staff would likely have to go to Hawthorne starting next school year. But as Shannon told us a little bit earlier, there's a lot of parents that need to decide what exactly will be the future for their kids. Reporting from north of downtown, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Tonight, 5 U.S. military members are dead following a helicopter crash in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. That helicopter went down in what is being called a, quote, routine air refueling mission on Friday. The U.S. military still investigating what led up to that accident, but they are indicating there was nothing to do with hostile or foul play.
And news now on the Republican campaign trail tonight. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott suspending his campaign for the White House. Scott making that announcement about an hour ago on Fox News. The Palmetto State senator struggled in the polls despite starting his campaign with more fundraising dollars than any other Republican candidate back in May. This is the second high-profile campaign suspension in the last few weeks after former Vice President Mike Pence dropped out at the end of October. Well, as the winter weather nears, worries about the energy grid are, of course, on the rise.
Yeah, but one Texas amendment that just passed this week aims to enhance the electric grid.
The night team's Avery Everett shows us how businesses in the meantime are finding their ways to cut back energy consumption.
Even with colder weather, Angela Cordoba is still serving ice cream.
But the customers come for ice cream. Doesn't matter.
For so many businesses, like Fresh's Ice Cream, getting through the summer was a struggle.
I feel so blessed.
Cordoba relied on fans through the fall to keep her equipment cool.
When we put this machine on, and this is on, the heat over here is huge.
Now, as the temperatures drop,
yes, it's a relief.
She says it's back to business as usual, until, of course, the winter comes.
The Texas energy grid doesn't have a good track record. Some stains from the winter storm in 2021 still show across San Antonio. But as we head into the winter for this year, there could be some potential for energy instability.
The risk is getting worse and worse.
Just this week, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation reported that 180 million people across the United States will likely lose power this winter. Among the states that could see this is Texas.
We're using more electricity than we were 2 years ago, and yet the supply really hasn't kept up with that in terms of the always available generation.
But National Rural Electric Cooperative Association CEO Jim Matheson says some have hope in Proposition 7, a constitutional amendment for Texas that just passed this week.
There's no question the state of Texas understands this is an issue, and that's why Prop 7 exists.
The proposition creates an energy fund to help companies build or upgrade electricity generating plants, enhancing the power grid and hoping to alleviate additional burdens.
So we got to get in front of this and change that trend.
Until votes are finalized, Cordoba is coming up with her own solutions.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Turning her thermostat off.
It's for the planet, for environment, for us, for money, for bills. Yes.
And transitioning to a winter menu to keep her customers coming back. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
So just be careful, it's so hot.
And just a reminder, Prop 7 was one of the 13 constitutional amendments that were passed on this just this past Tuesday. For a breakdown of what those props mean, you can scan that QR code on your screen and you learn all about them. Two women taken to the hospital this morning after a shooting at a gas station. This happening at the Shell station on the north side of town near Northwest Loop 410 and Vance Jackson Boulevard. Those two women were shot after a car pulled up to the station and fired several gunshots at them. The suspect has not been caught. Meanwhile, those women are expected to recover.
A 39-year-old man in Atascosa County is facing charges after deputies say he tried to steal and break security cameras. James Howard and another suspect led deputies on a chase that ended on East Gates Valley Road. Howard ran, but deputies eventually found him hiding in a bush. What we know is that he's been charged with evading arrest and felony possession of a firearm. What we don't know is if that other passenger will be facing any charges.
Now to the war in Israel. Israeli forces closing in on Gaza's hospitals. Israel saying Hamas fighters have constructed bases under those medical facilities, making them legitimate military targets.
The growing civilian death toll in Gaza is prompting international calls for a ceasefire, but Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that won't happen until the 239 hostages in Hamas custody are released. Patrick Reevell reports from Israel.
Israel continuing its onslaught against Hamas. The IDF releasing video it says shows tanks firing amid the massive destruction in northern Gaza. Israeli forces now closing in on Gaza's main hospitals. which Israel claims Hamas hides within for their operations. The World Health Organization this morning saying it's lost contact with Al-Shifa Hospital, Gaza's largest medical complex. Doctors there saying around 40 premature babies in incubators now at risk as power is failing. Israel says Hamas has a headquarters under the hospital and told people to evacuate. But a doctor there telling Armak Gutman recently that's impossible.
What would happen if you did have to evacuate all the people who still remain?
If you say evacuate the patients, it means you want me to kill at least 100 patients at 1 second.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu telling NBC Israel is intent on destroying Hamas.
If you want peace, destroy Hamas. If you want security, destroy Hamas. If you want a future for Israel, the Palestinians, the Middle East, destroy Hamas. We're proceeding as quickly as we can, but also as carefully as we can, because we want to minimize civilian casualties.
According to Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry, more than 11,000 Palestinians have died since the war began 5 weeks ago. Arab and Muslim leaders gathered for a summit in Saudi Arabia Saturday, calling for an immediate ceasefire. But even as international pressure builds, Netanyahu says there will be no ceasefire until Hamas releases the 239 hostages.
Netanyahu last night also rebuffing a U.S. proposal that the Palestinian Authority should take over Gaza once this war ends. Israel making clear that it has no intention right now of scaling back its assault. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Sarot, Israel.
Still to come on the Nightbeat, it is a never-ending challenge keeping trash off our streets. See how the city is helping give people a license to clean. Plus, a look inside a command center that's doing everything it can to prevent domestic violence. How it's helping deputies find and respond to those calls better than ever before.
And a shutdown showdown is on deck for lawmakers in D.C. this week. Coming up, the details of a unique stopgap plan. House Speaker Mike Johnson thinks will keep the government from shutting down.
The clock is ticking on efforts to avoid a government shutdown this week.
New House Speaker Mike Johnson has announced his plan, but now he needs his party to follow.
Wynn breaks down the unique stopgap plan from Washington.
We're learning more about a two-step plan by House Republicans to keep the government open as yet another shutdown deadline looms. House Speaker Mike Johnson introducing a laddered continuing resolution that would stagger deadlines for different federal services. The first part of the bill aims to extend funding until January 19th and cover key government services, including the military, construction, and housing. The second part of the bill would extend funding until February 2nd and include funding for other parts of the government.
Trust us, we're working through the process in a way that I think the people will be proud of.
This plan is meant to buy Johnson more time to pass individual appropriation bills, but some in his own party already don't want it, including Representative Chip Roy of Texas, saying on social media, "My opposition cannot be overstated." The new plan doesn't include changes to immigration policy, which is a blow to many Republicans, and it doesn't include any additional aid for Israel or Ukraine, something Democrats have been pushing for. But a Senate Democratic leadership aide expressed cautious optimism to ABC News that the new plan funds the government at current spending levels without any budget cuts so far. If lawmakers don't pass a spending bill by the November 17th deadline and the government shuts down, some 3 million federal employees, including military service members, could be affected. Air traffic control operators and TSA workers could have to work without pay during the busy Thanksgiving holiday. A House floor vote could come as early as Tuesday, and with just 5 legislative days to go until the next spending deadline, Congress has little room for error. Wynn, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
You know, it was such a hot, nasty summer, everything died, but now it's kind of like this weird mixture of fall and spring happening because all the little grasses are coming back and things. It's like everything's just confused.
Our souls died in there.
And with
they're rebudding.
The temperature swings that we've been seeing too with the different cold fronts that have been moving through south central Texas. Yes. Well, at least we are starting to see some good soaking rain push across a good chunk of the area. Now, everything that we see with this round not going to be drought busting, but it is likely to be drought denting, which is great as we continue to try and chip away at the prolonged drought that we have in place across the region. All right, here's a look at your 24-hour rainfall estimates here by your authority radar. For most of us, under half of an inch over the past 24 hours, about 2/10 of an inch downtown estimated there, 1/10 of an inch in Hondo, a quarter near Medina Lake, a spot that definitely needs the rain, 3/10 of an inch for places like Divine, Poteet, stretching over to Floresville, as well as Elmendorf. Now let's get you a look at the radar, what we're seeing out there right now. For us here in San Antonio, we've just got a few patches of light rain that continue to move in from the southwest. Again, the motion of this activity pushing farther up to the northeast. As you travel up to the northwest, though, along the I-10 corridor for places like Bernie, Kerrville, as well as Bandera, also seeing a little bit of light rain this 10 p.m. hour for us here in Bexar County. We've got another little batch moving towards the 181 corridor near Calaveras Lake, as well as Elmendorf. Leon Valley starting to see some of that light rain as well. That stretches over to the SeaWorld area too. As we take a look farther off to the east, though, this is where we have more of the moderate rain falling right now near Nixon and Smiley, right along Highway 87. This now moving east of 181, pushing up closer to the Luling and Gonzales area near Hallettsville as well. It does get a little bit drier the farther west that you go, but near Bracketville, northern Kenny County, seeing a few sprinkles out there on the radar. Same over in Comstock, just north of Del Rio. Now, the catalyst behind this activity that we're seeing tonight and what is likely going to continue as we head into Monday is this area of low pressure off to our west. It's allowing some upper level energy and moisture to work in to south central Texas, and as it continues to push into the Lone Star State over the next 24 hours, that's why we're keeping the widespread rain chances in the forecast overnight, at least throughout the first half of the day tomorrow and into the early afternoon. But then those rain chances really start to taper off by Monday night, and by Tuesday, a drier weather pattern looks to take over. So here's what that looks like on your future cast, depicting what the radar could look like here over the next 24 hours. Again, by midnight, still dealing with some widespread pockets of light to moderate steady rain. That's going to continue working farther up to the northeast. By morning drive time, I do anticipate the roads to be pretty damp and soggy. So definitely plan on giving yourself a little bit of extra time out the door to get to where you need to be. Take the umbrella as well as the jacket, and also take it slow. We're going to need to monitor for some areas of ponding out there on the roadways as well. You can see by lunchtime, still keep the umbrella handy. Some scattered activity is expected, but by the afternoon drive time, maybe a few showers still out there, but coverage is already going to start decreasing. And then by Monday night, we really start to see those rain chances come down, just isolated as that area of low pressure starts to depart farther off to the east. Now, in terms of rainfall totals, up to about half an inch, maybe some localized higher totals across our far northwestern counties, up into the hill country, the southern Edwards Plateau, closer to the Alamo City, up to about an inch. Again, maybe some higher localized totals, but I do think that the highest rainfall amounts are going to sit well off to our southeast and closer to the Gulf Coast. Briefly, temperatures right now 57 degrees because of the added cloud cover and the rain-cooled air. Here's your temperature trend tomorrow. You can see that they're not expected to budge a whole lot. Not really going to fluctuate because of that cloud cover. So we're not really expecting afternoon highs to break out of the upper 50s. So as I mentioned earlier, yes, you'll want the umbrella, but also take the jacket. You can see we are expecting, though, partial sunshine to return by Tuesday. Temperatures respond by warming up into the upper 60s. We're back into the 70s by midweek, and that's going to take us all the way into next weekend, guys.
Courtney and Tim aren't complaining so much anymore.
Yay!
Should be some nice weather for the Gerber family coming into town.
Yay! We're so excited for them to come. And
We'll be back with a preview of Instant Replay. Spurs rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama is a highlight machine. He is the talk of the NBA for all the incredible plays he can do on the court. And tonight, the Miami Heat got to see Wemby up close and personal for the first time this season. For more on that and what's on Instant Replay, the long-lost Larry Ramirez returns.
I am back. So Wemby had a double-double tonight with points and rebounds, and he was trying to help the Spurs snap a 4-game losing streak. Entering tonight, the Spurs were 0 for 3, though, against Eastern Conference teams this season, and they were hoping to change that. The Frostbank Center coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Defensively, Victor. Dermott, Chetty. Osman for three. And Osman's second three, he's got a half dozen. Kevin Love.
At times, the Spurs Heat game felt like a three-point shooting contest, with both sides combining for 75 threes. San Antonio led by 19 points in the second quarter, but they cannot hold on as the Heat come back to win the one and only regular season game in the Alamo City this season.
Final seconds of the half, 3rd and 9. Prescott flushed out of the pocket. Looking to run. Dak Prescott is in. Touchdown.
Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys started off slowly against the New York Giants, but once they got going, the Giants had no chance. Dak passed for more than 400 yards, and the boys' defense totally dominated Giants QB Tommy DeVito.
Fairbairn is out, the regular kicker, so they sign Matt Amendola off the practice squad for the lead, and it is good!
No one was happier than Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud and kicker Matt Amendola nailed the game-winning field goal in Cincinnati today. Stroud threw a late pick six that allowed the Big Cats to claw back, but the former XFL kicker saved the day for the Texans. Plus, we've got UTSA football. Texas Longhorns lose a key player, and Jimbo is out in Aggie land. Do you agree this was the right time to fire him? That's our web poll question tonight on Instant Replay. Plus, we have Mary Rominger live from AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
I imagine Jimbo's kind of like Scrooge McDuck, and he's just swimming in his money somewhere.
Totally swimming.
Reunited, and it feels so good, Larry.
Yeah, I missed you all.
You're not here.
Yeah, missed every single one of you guys.
We'll miss you if you don't come back and see us.
Missed you too, Larry.
Thank you.